Good morning, 3D Dreamers. Welcome to a new tutorial for today. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to give you a little tip on how to render trees. I got an email from a girl asking me how to do this. The main issue is that in Rhino, when we try to use meshes and models from other programs to render trees, these models they're always very buggy, and they're usually very big meshes, and we always run into troubles. One thing that I really like to do is to use pictures as a reference. I rendered these pictures in Vray, and then maybe later on I paint on them with Photoshop. Some people say they don't really like this technique because it doesn't really follow through in all the pictures. So for instance, if you're creating a set of different pictures for a client, it's very difficult to keep the same style and lighting and so on. But you know, we have become good at this because of course we have been working with this post-production technique for a while now. And if you are a Rhino Vray user, I would recommend you to take a look at it. So basically what I'm going to do, I have I modeled the falling water from Frank Lloyd Wright, as you can see here. Of course, I'm only kidding. Let's go to our view, the view that we saved, and let's say that we want to place trees behind it. One way to do this, my favorite way, is to go to the command picture frame and look for the tree that we want to use. Place it there, select it, and put it into place. Now what this does, it allows us to look at the flat picture and to see how this interacts with the camera. So for instance, if we're standing here, we see that it's a little bit turned. So what we have to do, I'll go to the top view, turn it a little bit, and maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger. Pull it up. There it is. And yeah, that looks okay, I guess. Let's move it over here and let's change the orientation a little bit. Now this is the same side, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to scale it -1 in the y-x plane so that it gets mirrored. I'm going to turn it a little bit because it's a little bit wonky, and then I'm going to scale it up. There we go. I'll make it a little bit bigger, and what I'm going to do, I'm gonna copy this one more time, turn it a little bit, put it here behind so that it fills up the gaps. There we go, and I'm going to make it a tiny little bit bigger. Now here we have only 3 pictures, so what we need to do, we need to cut out the alpha channel, and to do this we will do it into the material tab. I've already prepared the material, but let's go ahead and create another one. So standard, let's go and call it tree 1. In the color tab we are going to look for a bitmap. Excuse me, there it is. And we're gonna click on OK, and on the transparency we are going to click on bitmap as well and look for the cutout that are prepared in Photoshop. So we hit OK, and what we're gonna do, we're going to select all the trees, right click on tree and say apply material to selection, and that's what we get. You see, we see a transparency, but eventually, let me take a look at the preview. Yes, the problem with the alpha channel in V-Ray is that the alpha needs to be inverted. Let's click on OK, preview. This will be fine. There we go. So let's do a test render. We have very low resolution and very low quality of the environment, so we're not gonna be able to see much. So let's change a little bit the settings. Let's go to the option menu. First of all, what I want to change is um, the output. Let's make it let's change the aspect ratio to 2, lock it, and then say 1000. So we are going to have a little bit more definition. And let's change the brute force in the second calculation, in the second bounces, to light cache. There we go. Let's leave it to this, and I'll tell you what, let's drop a sun in it. That's okay. I'm going to drop it up here and then move it out of the way. Let's change the values of the sun. Let's put this to 5, photon subdivisions to 800, shadow subdivisions to 32, and let's leave it to that for now. In the environment, I'm going to put a sky. Let's take a look, sky, and let's go for sun one. Let's click render and see what happens. Okay, it's a little bit overbrighted. We need to change the camera settings. So let's go to the camera. Let's put 200 for now, and let's see what happens. Much better now. Yeah, as you can see, this is a very good way to replace parts of your rendering with flat pictures. Eventually, the advantage of having an alpha channel is that the sun will go through the alpha channel, so the shadows will be projected like if this was an actual 3D model, even though it's flat. But you know, if you then go on these pictures and post-produce them, you might be able to get a better result by quickly painting them over in Photoshop. And this technique we use also for the grass and for other materials as well. So you know, you just need to be creative, and you can make up for the lack of function that Vray for Rhino has. Once again, you know, you can still use the meshes and use actual 3D models of trees, but you might have issues with them, or the calculation might take too long. So give a try to this quick tip and let us know how it comes along. Okay, so you guys have a good day, and we'll talk soon.